Welcome to United Radio, home of the UMFL, United Madden Football League, building a Madden community one brick at a time.
Oh yes, it's that sound you love to hear. UMFL or UMFC radio back in business. Welcome to your favorite radio show for the United Madden Football community. It is I, your host, Rosie. And let's not mince words here, guys. The beta was here this past weekend, and it was live. I definitely want to talk about that a little bit today in the show. But let's catch you up on everything. The UMFL is entered week 8. Things are starting to separate. Teams are starting to separate, and players are starting to kind of take over the league. You got Jonesy and myself and Leet, and we'll get into a little bit of the standings and the statistics as well. We also have an interview with BlackPaw, who is the commissioner of our second indoctrinated league, Fusion Football League. So we're going to talk to him, kind of get his take on everything, and really get into this whole Madden community because we continue to grow. I believe we're close to 100 members in the Madden Discord that we have created, and I just got to say, it's exciting. It's incredibly exciting. I appreciate all the support that we've been getting so far. Make sure you're hitting the Twitter at the UMFL, at One Fusion Football, I believe is the Twitter handle there. I'll verify that before the end of the show. And of course, you can follow me at _ Matthew Rosado. That's Rosie. That's me. I'm going to create a Madden Twitter specifically very soon, but that's me. So let's get into a little bit of the league. Through 7 weeks, on week 8 now. According to the standings, it's a little bit crazy right now. You got me on top. But I am not the most talented player in the league by far. That's Jonesy of the Seattle Seahawks, who's 5-1. I'm 7-0. Atlanta coming in big, 5-2, doing their thing. The 49ers, Skins yo boy, doing his thing. Old legend, taking care of business. The Denver Broncos, so elite, 5-2. After losing to two of the best players, Gil Garza, who plays with the Rams, and Seattle Seahawks, who, of course, are run by Jonesy. You know how it goes. But, yeah, shout-outs to Skins, your boy. Pulling up number 4. The Falcons saw them off. 5-2. You got the Chargers, which is, of course, Mac Daddy. 5-2 as well. In that crazy AFC West. And then the Browns, who are run by Beast. The Vikings, who are run by JD68 YYC. The Tennessee Titans, Rocklow, our assistant commish, is somehow crawled his way into the top 10. Shout out, Rock. I didn't think you could do it, if we're just being honest. But here you are. You've lag switched your way into the top 10. You still have to play me again, so don't get too excited now. And of course, one of our crazy favorite new additions, Patriots, which is Convoke, who is 5-2, and that rounds out the top 10. Taking a little bit at the statistics, Jared Goff on those birds, 2,200 yards passing. Todd Gurley, 933 yards rushing over there in Oakland. Tyreek Hill in Dallas, 822 receiving yards through 7 weeks. Fantastic. Deion Jones in Minnesota. That's where all those tackles are coming from. Putting Minnesota and JD in the top 10 with 46. Carlos Dunlap and CJ Mosley from Leeds. Denver defense leading the league in sacks and interceptions. Outstanding work from everybody so far. Looking ahead to this week, it's going to be crazy, man. We got some crazy matchups going on. The Browns and the Steelers, of course, that's going to be a good matchup. I believe that's Beast going against Big Dre, who I'm hoping to have on next week. Couldn't get him on this week, but we're going to have him on next week, get his Madden background and whatnot. We got, I'm playing against Chief. Chief's normally a good player. I don't know what's going on this year. So we'll see if he can strike some fear into me. I'm going to be honest. I'm going in a little confident. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can definitely get smacked down. You got Hawkins playing against, with the Chiefs playing against Leet and the Broncos. You got, let's see where Convoke's playing this week. You got Convoke playing Buffalo Bill and the Buffalo Bills, who are 0-7, but definitely grinding hard, playing good defense. And the Saints are definitely playing against JD, so that's going to be a little bit of a po-po, giving him a tough test there, going into Minnesota. But yeah, we got a good slate here. And Week 9's looking a little bit more crazy. Mac Daddy, our commissioner, is going against Jonesy and the Seahawks. And you guys heard my kids in the background crying. This one's going to bring tears to all the fans because this is going to be some beautiful Madden. It's going to be a great game. We're all looking forward to it for sure. And if I believe this is correct, which it is, my Houston Texans are playing against Leet and the Denver Broncos in Week 9. So that'll be this weekend's one of this weekend's crazy matchups. Really excited to get into that one. And then we have Portis, Betts, and the Raiders going against Skinjo Boy, 4-2 and 5-2, Raiders 49ers action, which should be really, really enticing. I'm really looking forward to that matchup as well. So like I said, we got a lot of talented teams playing each other, and Rocklow is going to get his first real test of the year going against playing with the Titans against Oshie and the Cowboys, who have come into the league with a little bit of reckless abandon. Very talented guy, so he's definitely good on the sticks. But yeah, so we ran through the league, man. Look, it's time to get into this beta. Let's talk about it. I played the beta all 3 days. Not as much as I would have liked to, but I played a few games. And what can I say more than I haven't been this excited for a new Madden in a long time. Everybody was kind of excited last year with the beta and everything, blah, blah, blah. But this game's just, it's got a smoother feel to it. Top to bottom, there's a lot of glitches. Xavier Howard from the Dolphins. I was playing the Pro Bowl matchup. That's kind of the marquee matchup in the beta. And he picked the ball off the ground with one hand as a tipped interception. It was pretty ridiculous, but there's a little bit of latency with the throwing. I feel like there's a little bit harsh penalties when it comes to being on the run. Like Drew Brees on a little drag route to the tight end, I was rolling right, and it was like a harsh inaccuracy penalty. Drew Brees is not missing that throw. Things like that. I did jump into the franchise with the Eagles. I'm really excited. I got to run the Philly special, which was cool. There's like a Philly special play fake, which was dope. The D-lines are pretty much dominating this year. So when you guys are building your teams in this new Madden 20, make sure you're putting a lot of stock into that offensive and defensive lines. They can make it or break it. You don't have a lot of time to throw in this game with the dominant defensive lines. There's not a lot of the crazy off-the-wall linebackers jumping 10 feet in the air thing. Twitter was, pretty much abuzz with the fact that it was taking a long time for the quarterbacks to throw. I didn't really notice that, except for on the deep passes, which is what you would expect from a real game. So the smoothness of the game, the smoothness of running between the tackles. Obviously, there's some glitches and some kinks to work out for the EA guys, but the game was exciting. I was very much all about it. I miss it already, and we're less than 6 weeks away. I believe it drops August 1st. So when Madden 20 comes out, we're going to be starting up the first official full year of the UMFL and Fusion Football. So that'll be amazing. And speaking of Fusion Football, let's go ahead and get BlackPaw on the dial and get a little bit of insight into what Fusion Football is all about as our second UMFC league. And let's see what he's got. Yeah, and so here he is, the newest member and leader in the UMFC, Saran, a.k.a. BlackPaw. And before I get him on here, I just want to shout out his Twitter that he will be running with his gang of guys over there at the #1 Fusion Football. Saran, a.k.a. BlackPaw, the commissioner. Saran, what's going on, man? Welcome to the show.
Not too much, man. Thanks for having me.
Yo, dude, it's really exciting to have you on, man. And I just want to kind of just get into it with you, man. We have this UMFC. We're blowing up like crazy, and just kind of wanted to see what Fusion Football was all about and what you guys are in the short term looking to bring to the UMFC community.
Yeah, well, we're really just about a core group of guys that are heavily based in competition. We love Madden. We love the challenge of playing within the constraints that EA gives us. I'm really excited about joining the UMFC community. We really look forward to growing with you guys, bringing in what we can, contributing where we can, and just really growing the community as a whole. I've heard a few whispers about a few different things, but I'll get back to that later on.
All right, perfect, man. So, Saran, man, BlackPaw, man, what brought you into Madden, man? And I know you have a group of friends. Like, what does Madden mean to you, man? And what are you looking to kind of take personally from this whole experience and everything?
Well, personally, I've been playing Madden since the early '90s. It's a great game for a football enthusiast. Obviously, we're limited to one product because EA owns the market. But for a football guy like myself, I love it. I love the challenge of scheming. I love the challenge of just growing players as within the constraints of Madden and EA again. But overall, I really look forward to bringing some content and just credible guys that are really going to be there from August to August and really build the community and go from there.
Yeah, man. August to August is a nice catchphrase. But yeah, we kind of adopted the building Madden community one brick at a time. And that's what we intend to do with both of these leagues. Now we have the Discord for the United Madden football community up to near 100. And you guys have kind of had your pick of the litter. Do you have any more openings? And what's your kind of setup going into the end of Madden 19 and Madden 20?
Well, the current setup is, Rock and I have discussed. We're just going to go for a pool of talented players, talented users, just see where the commitment levels are, and just reassess before we get into 20, where we actually develop a list of solid users. That's going to be sorted out, through a preseason tourney that Rock and I have been discussed. So that should come out a little more details here soon, and that would really work out with the pool of players we're going to use going into 20 for the full release.
Yo, listen, I'm in the UMFL. I'm trying to get in on this tourney anyway because I like some good old fashioned competition. Yeah. But before I digress off into that, do you guys have a group of guys already? I know with the UMFL they have a setup with Rocklo and Matt kind of running it. They have me on the radio show, Jay Fon handling the scheduling, and Leet handling the PR type stuff. Do you guys have some sort of setup similar to that with your guys?
No, we don't have anything established like that, but that is something we're going to get taken care of because, we want to, pretty much mirror what you guys are doing so the community can be on one accord. But myself, Jerome Pluth, Convict, and Saifu, we're the pretty much admin staff for our league. Jerome, he's really good with content and editing. Saifu and Convict, they're really good as far as like day-to-day management and off-peak hour management because we have a lot of guys that are on different tours, so they help out there.
Oh yeah, true. So, what's your guys' schedule like? We do 2 advances a week, and the rules are a little bit more lenient than most leagues, but they still lean towards that sim style, that competitive, not comp mode, but sim style, but that competitive, real football type atmosphere. What do you guys, like I said, what's your advanced schedule and how are you guys kind of handling your rules?
Yeah, we're on usually a 72-hour advanced schedule. We'll advance early if all the games are completed. Obviously if we have a high participation rate, that's going to go by pretty quickly. So we're flexible on that. In terms of rules, some guys would say ours are fairly strict, but we really just wanted to try to incorporate everything that may potentially arise. In terms of competition, a lot of things get heated, so some things might be pushed to the line, and we just want to be prepared for that. But ultimately, we just love to play Madden, love to play Sim Madden. We try to reproduce football as best as we can within the constraints of EVA, and really just go from there and just have fun doing it.
True, man. So, hey, personally for you, what's your competitive history in Madden? You've been in a lot of leagues. Do you play MUT? Are you more into just like the sim style, league formats? Any tournaments or anything like that for you?
Well, like early 2000s, I did a lot of tournaments and money games before it really online blew up. And then 14 to 15, I got into the sim style. And once I was introduced to that, there was no looking back. I play MUT, when it comes out just to see which cards I get, but I really don't get into it.
Well, dude, I will say that background kind of makes you the perfect commissioner for our second league, man. And it's really awesome to have you a part of it. Now, as we digress into the end of the show, guys, I just want to remind you, the commissioner of Fusion Football is Saran, a.k.a. BlackPaw. You can catch him on the Discord. He's live in there all the time, chatting up when he's not working like the rest of us as well. And you can also catch that Twitter account at @1 Fusion Football. Saran, it was an absolute pleasure, man, having you on. Any last words for you?
No, thanks for having me, Matt. And, I look forward to seeing you guys out there on the gridiron. Hopefully you guys bring some competition because, we got a lot coming.
Hey, I like the sound of that. So to everybody out there listening, this has been the UMFC radio show with Rosie, special guest Saran, BlackPaw, starting this thing up with 2 leagues. We keep growing and growing and growing. Let's get back to that Madden grind. Let's go, boys.